way, I don't know if you noticed, but I got banned from Instagram.
I was gonna ask. Because what was I? Oh yeah, because when you said that you posted pictures from the party, I went to Instagram first because you usually get banned from Facebook. So I went to Instagram. I was like, I can't find him, so I figured you must have gotten banned.
Oh
What
yeah,
did you
somebody
do?
said some shit. Somebody said some racist shit about it was around the anniversary of Philando Castile's death, and somebody said some shit like for something to the tune of the jury found the officer not guilty, so he's
Oh,
not
you mean
guilty.
George Floyd stuff?
No. Philando Castile, the guy who was in the car with his girlfriend and his baby.
Oh yeah.
And
okay.
Right. So somebody has said that the jury found him not guilty, so he's not guilty. And I was just like, you fucking moron! You think a not guilty verdict means that the person didn't do what they did? You a piece of shit. How about I pull up? Let me know where you're at. I'll pull up, do some shit, and then we can figure out if I'm guilty or not. Wow. And then Instagram was just like, that's a little bit too much, Stainy. And it's a little bit too much too often. We're not going to ask you to dial it back anymore. You're gone. So I haven't been on Instagram for like banned? 3 weeks. I'm gone. Dude, my whole account's fucked. It's gone.
Oh, man.
But I wish I cared. You know what the funny thing is, though? A lot of people who I know personally and whatever have reached out to me. Like, I can show you text messages. Everyone's just like, hey, man, you okay? We can't find you. Whatever. And I'm just like, nah, dude, I'm off. They fucking banned me. So,
pushing the envelope, aren't you?
Found other shit to do with my 2 hours out of my day. Because, like, usually Instagram used to inform me. It's like, you spent 2 hours on Instagram. And I'm like, 2 hours? Fuck. And then I'm off for the rest of the day because I'm like,
oh, wow.
That's a huge chunk. So now I'm doing other things with my 2 hours. I might be back. I don't know. I miss the memes. That's about it. But, like, I really don't miss the trolling and those arguments and, like, going up against racists and, like, just, like, I'd rather just fight a fucking racist at this point. Like, I don't want to talk anymore. Like, I'm done talking.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to go. So
racists are just stupid. I mean, there's nothing smart about being racist. It's
an inferiority complex.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very
but
insecure.
I also wanted to talk about this shirt. And this is probably all of this is probably going to end up in bonus footage, which is fine.
Yes.
I should have stopped and started recording, but fuck it. I know what time. Like
it was right around an hour.
An hour, right? But then we had like a couple minutes to play with in the beginning, so just depending on. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have fun editing this.
Yeah, but you got plenty of time to edit.
Plenty of time. Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Wow. Please let's not make this a thing. I got things to do on Thursday night.
I know. It's just because I wasn't going to be available Sunday.
Yeah. Sports are done though. Well, sports for me. Oh no, the Olympics are about to start.
Yeah.
And depending on the time, okay, so Japan. Okay, so we're gonna be watching the shit in like the middle of the day, so it doesn't matter. We could probably still do it on Thursday night. We should probably be more fluid and just do the podcast as soon as we can.
Yes, I agree with that. Yes.
As soon as we can after the last one.
Yes.
But anyways, I like your fucking outfit. The shit's 100%. No, it's beautiful. I don't know what's going. I don't know why you're wearing the fucking Taylor Swift cardigan and you got like amazing arms. You should show those Madonna guns.
No.
You don't want to show them?
No.
Oh, no. People, she got great arms. Like I saw them and I was just like, oh, what is this? What is that?
No, I mean I'm working on it. But
Are you being modest? They look like you can lift up something.
Well, I mean, my arms are strong. I mean, I do have a lot of muscle here, but it's a hereditary thing that I have a lot of like loose skin down here. It's hereditary. I can't help it.
Ain't nobody worried about that.
So yeah, but my arms are strong and I do work out. So yeah.
So this shirt, haven't worn this shirt in like years. Found it recently. And I know it's not new because it's a very old shirt. It's 8 years old, 9 years old, 8 or 9. And I found it and I put it on and my kids loved it. They're just like, oh my God, it's a cat and it's frowning and its cat says no. And I was like, oh my God, you guys are born after the time
of the grumpy
cat meme. So you don't know.
They don't know it.
You missed it. So I was in Barcelona in, I want to say 2013 in Spain, and I was with a friend, a dear friend of mine, a couple of friends, but a dear friend of mine, and she got on my fucking nerves. It was one of those people where they can't just roll with it while you're on vacation. Like sometimes she could, but like it's just like, okay, well, this isn't working out as best as we had hoped or we had planned. I'm the type of person to be like, fuck it, we're here already. Let's do what we can. Let's just fucking roll with it. Not be mad and like want to talk to the concierge or the manager or be a Karen. I'm just like, let's fucking roll, man. Let's get drunk. Like, who cares? So it got to the point where that kind of attitude was getting to me, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going by myself. Today, I'm going off by myself.
Okay.
And I went and I saw some chapels, went to the beach in Barcelona, got fucked up on the beach. It was just amazing. There was titties. It was beautiful. The water was great. Barcelona is just a great city because like even when you're not at the beach, there's like ocean spray like while you're on some random street. It's wonderful. So I'm drinking going down the street, and there's just this random guy with like a piece of tarp laid out and a bunch of shirts that apparently he either ironed on or just made himself in his fucking home or garage, because I think this is like a Gilead shirt. Like it's not even.
Yeah.
It's probably Fruit of the Loom. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Grumpy Cat brand.
Right.
But he had this, and at the time it was like the height of Grumpy Cat. And and I was like, man, I'm being like, I don't know if my thought was I'm being grumpy or my travel buddies were being grumpy. But like, yeah, I bought it like in protest. I was just like, you know what? Y'all are grumpy cats. Or maybe I'm being grumpy because you're grumpy, but this totally fits. Plus I was drunk. I literally was just walking down the street with a bottle of rum, just swigging like a fucking pirate. And I saw it and I was like, I gotta buy this from this street vendor. So I bought it, and it's been great. Like it's good quality.
Yeah,
and
it does look
serves.
Good.
But it's a callback to better times.
Yes, there you go. Isn't it fun what we can buy from street vendors when we're in random places? I still remember when I was a teenager, we went on vacation to Ocean City, Maryland, and there's that long boardwalk with all those vendors all the way across. So there was this was probably 1994-ish. There was a vendor that had this big chest full of wax. And so you could dip your hand in the wax and you could do whatever you wanted, whatever pose you wanted with your hand, and it would mold that way. And then he would dip it in different colors so you could have wax mold of your hand. So I did a peace sign, and so I dipped it in, and I did it half white, half black, and so it was a nice little thing that I had for years in my room. My sister did a middle finger, so she dipped it in and she put rainbow colors all over it. My mom was so mad. She made my sister throw it away. I think she made my sister throw it away. I can't remember correctly, but I know that she didn't have it for long. My mom was so mad at her, and I was like, "What's the big deal? This is really cool.
Fun and memorable and awesome." God, parents can be such fucking
spoilers
in the fucking mud.
I know.
I hope I'm not that type of parent, because like if I know my kids are the type of kids that be like middle finger, right? or my son will be like, "I'm making poop." And it'll be fun and memorable for them if we did something like that.
Yeah. Those street vendors have the best stuff.
I hope I do still keep this shirt, because it reminds me of a simpler time when like problems were easy to solve. Like you go to the beach, you get drunk, you walk around, you tell your friends to fuck off if they're being pieces of shit, and you just keep it moving. Now, like, somebody unfollows you on Facebook and we're not friends anymore, and now we got beef, and it's just like, I don't care about none of that. I just want to fucking drink and hang the fuck out.
Sometimes I feel like I can't get away from people enough, because people are everywhere. Like there's texting, there's phone calls, there's social media. My friends have multiple ways to get a hold of me, and which is usually great. But there are some days I just don't want to talk to anybody. And it's like, they're texting me, they're calling me, they're tagging me on social media. I'm like, stop, just give me one day where I don't hear from anybody. I can't get that.
I would like to go on record and say that I have never been one of those people who bother you to the point where you're just like, just stop. And I know I'm not asking. I'm declaring that I'm one of. I That's never happened. So,
well, yeah, because you definitely don't. I don't think you feel the need to check in all the time. Like,
no,
there's a purpose to your communication, which is the way that I like it. There's a purpose to communication.
I'm either sending you like an article, like, hey, we should probably talk about this, or look at this, is important, or whatever, or some form of, whatever. I do check in sometimes, like, how you doing, what's going on, or whatever. But I also know that we have this time, so if it's important, or if it's not important, I can just wait till we fucking drink and do a podcast. I don't have to
totally
be up your butt right now.
No, and I love that my friends worry about me and they check in on me, but I literally just want one day where I don't hear from anybody. I just don't hear from anybody.
What you should do is make like, not like a safe word, but like a code word, where once you've used that word with your friends, they know exactly that this is the day. So whatever the word is, let's say the word is like asparagus. So like they text you a bunch of shit and you're just like, asparagus. And then they're just like, oh, fuck it. That's today? Okay, well then, all right, tomorrow then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's just my suggestion. I would just
like
not
it.
respond.
I like it. Well, so, I'm actually practicing that right now. So I haven't responded to a text that I got several hours ago. I mean, but I've been busy because we've been doing this. But it's I know that that's unusual for me to not respond. So I'm thinking that they might be having a panic attack right now. Like, are you okay? Are you dead? No, I'm not dead. I'm just not responding.
Yeah.
Asparagus.
Asparagus. I don't know why I thought asparagus, and it's just because I don't know. I didn't want to do pineapples because Kevin Hart did that, but asparagus. Moscow Mule. It could be Moscow Mule.
Who's that one comedian? This is Marshmallow. God, what's his name? He does this whole bit where he's talking about training with a bear, and the bear responds to the word marshmallow. I can't remember his name. He's so funny.
Listen, if you get in trouble, just very confidently say, marshmallow. And what will happen is the bear will hear that and he'll give you some space to do your marshmallow trick, but we'll hear it, we'll know you're in trouble, and we'll get you out of there. That's your safe word. And I was like, yeah, but he thinks they're inside me. It's like being in a car crash. The most helpless I've ever felt. He grabs me by the ears, both paws, lifts me off the ground effortlessly, and starts trying to shake marshmallows out of my ass. Just, and I'm going, marshmallow, marshmallow, marshmallow. But no one can hear me because there's a 9-foot grizzly bear going.
And when, like, if the bear's like overpowering him, he starts screaming,
marshmallow, marshmallow.
That's funny. Wow.
Oh my God.
So we have a lot of topics for upcoming podcasts.
Yes.
We have the one that's been just sitting in the fucking
I still got all my notes.
Of our thing.
I've still got all my notes.
We have the one that we should have done this week that we changed to. Oh, voter right. John Lewis Voting Rights Act.
Yeah.
We need to talk about that federally, and apparently we're gonna touch base with Texas again. Texas is just a fucking fuckhole right now.
Yeah, Texas is a mess.
So we have those two, and we still have the plan that we have for the states, which is a total of 50 podcasts.
Yeah, that's
each individual state's politics and history and how they got to their political standing, if there are any changes or wild swings. Why did this state that was, let's use the terms liberal and conservative instead of Democrat and whatever, because we know back in the day the Democrats were the conservatives.
Yes.
Right. And the Republicans were liberal. And then they switched because they wanted the evangelicals and all kinds of shit.
Yes.
And then the Dixiecrats are pieces of shit. But so that's where I'm looking for the podcast with the states to go. So, in terms of the dynamic of how they got to where they currently are now and what the journey was. So, what the fuck? I can't remember. What did I say was the topic for those podcasts? Was it?
Oh, yeah, we
it
hadn't
wasn't what's
landed.
going on with. It was something
No,
like
it's like what's up with, or
what's the deal
what's
with
the deal with?
what's the
Yeah.
deal with Texas or what's the deal with Oklahoma? Oh no, we settled on last time we were in Texas. It was like Florida. Why are you like this?
Oh, yeah. Is that what we landed on?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, like Oklahoma. Why are you like this? What?
Yeah.
What is your deal? Alaska.
Yes.
What the fuck is your deal?
This is content for a long, long time. Now, for our patrons,
G6 non-polarized swimming goggles UV protection anti-fog adjustable strap adult men. It's $12.99.
Alexa wanted to be a part of our podcast, and so here she is.
Alexa
stop.
getting dirty.
Oh, no.
She talking about toys.
What did she say?
She said something about something for adult males.
No, she did not. What?
I swear to God.
That's not what I heard. I heard some $12.99 for some like protective gear or some shit.
Well, she said something about adult males.
Adult male toys. Jesus Christ.
Yes. So sneak preview. I was starting to prepare for the voting rights stuff, and it's going to take me on a little tangent, but this will be a preview in case we can't get to it during a regular episode. I think it's worth mentioning. In the state of Ohio, we have to jump through some hoops to get this upgraded ID for travel. So that if I want to be on a plane after spring 2023, I have to have this new fancy upgraded state of Ohio driver's license. And I went to renew my license last year. I didn't have enough ID. And this ties into voting rights because I hear people say it all the time and it drives me fucking crazy. It's so easy to get an ID. Fuck you, no it's not. Think about all the hoops that I have to jump through to be able to get this new driver's license. I went to get my license renewed last year. I had to pay to keep the regular license because I didn't have enough ID to get the fancy new one. So I paid for it last year to get it regular renewed. And I'm going to have to pay for it again this year to get it renewed to the new fancy one. But I have to show 6 forms of ID. Me personally, 6 forms of ID.
How do you even find that?
So this is what they told me when I was there
Birth
last year because
the old ID. I'm drawing a social security number doesn't count. How the fuck can you find 6 ID?
So the reason that I couldn't renew it to get the upgraded one last year was because all I had was my current ID and so I had my driver's license. I had my social security card. That wasn't good enough because the Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicles says, now we can't guarantee that when they issued you your social security card, they saw the right forms of ID. So we have to verify on our own. You have to be able to show your birth certificate or passport and then 2 forms of ID with your current address on it. Plus, if you've been married before, you have to show your divorce decree and your new marriage license because you have to show the trail of evidence from your birth certificate to your current name. So I have to show my birth certificate. Hold on. My birth certificate, my social security card, my 1 form of ID with my current address, my 2nd form of ID with my current address, which this is my mortgage statement. My mortgage is in my maiden name. And then my divorce decree and my marriage certificate, all to get my new identification in the state of Ohio. So fuck everybody who tells me it's easy to get an ID to vote.
Question. In lieu of that new ID, can I just use my passport to travel?
I don't know.
Because that's the travel document, right? Because I'm not gonna get the new fancy shit if I gotta show 6 shits, as I don't have 6 shits. Like I got 2 bills.
You don't need 6 shits. You don't need 6 shits because number one, you're a man. This is discrimination against me choosing to change my name. Now I have to show the trail of evidence between my birth certificate and my current name. But it does actually say, the footnote says, if you've been married more than once, you have to bring your divorce decree from your first marriage.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's number
Yeah,
one.
I don't have
You
any
don't
of
have
those
to you
things.
never
I
changed
don't.
your name. But then number two, what was the other thing I was thinking? So you don't have to show. Oh, you haven't been married more than once, right? So yeah. So you're down to 4 forms of ID: driver's license or passport, birth certificate, because you have to show citizenship. That's why they need the birth certificate.
Wait. Is it driver's license or passport?
Mm-mm.
Because I have a driver's license and a passport, so that will be two.
No, it's one or the other.
So you want fucking many, but you're cutting out one of them?
Mm-hmm.
I know for sure I'm probably going to have to bring my naturalization certification to show
absolutely.
that I'm a naturalized citizen of the United States.
Yes. But all of this, now I don't know, to answer your question,
Trump.
I don't know if you need this in addition to a passport, but my passport expired, so I don't have that option. I either need to renew my passport or get this new fancy ID. And I don't see myself traveling out of the country anytime soon. I did travel out of the country once, but, well, I'm not talking about Canada. I went to Ireland, so I had my passport for that. It's expired. But this is, so these assholes who are like, Democrats don't want people to show identification. No, that's not true. They're fine with showing ID. It's the fact that this notion that it's easy for people to get a state-issued ID is fucking bonkers. Because I'm a U.S. citizen. I was fucking born in Ohio. And I have to show 6 forms of ID just to get this new driver's license? It's insane to me. But this is the average person's experience, trying to get ID to vote. Yeah, well, so that's a sneak preview.
When we do the Voting Rights Act episode, you can probably summarize that, or people can come here to see that information. But
yeah,
it was good kicking it with y'all again. God, I'm so fucking drunk.
I know. It's nice to get drunk with you again.
I'm trying to keep it together, but I'm just like, holy shit, man. I'm like, my hand is so heavy.